Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a point in a woman's life when heaven starts to speak softly. The world may look at her and see someone ordinary, but in the spiritual realm, she is being placed for something uncommon. God does not bless randomly. When He is ready to release something meaningful, something that will change the atmosphere, the woman He selects will begin to feel the pressure of divine preparation. First, she will experience being alone. Not because she is unwanted, but because she is being set apart. Isolation is not rejection. It is refinement. God removes the noise so she can hear the whisper. He cuts away distractions, not to punish her, but to protect the seed of what He is about to bring forth in her life. This kind of separation is sacred. It is a cocoon before purpose takes shape. Then a quiet restlessness begins to stir inside her. She senses that where she is no longer fits who she is becoming. What once satisfied her now feels empty. The work, the people, the routine, none of it feels right anymore. This is not confusion. This is transition. It is the labor of destiny. Something is shifting, and her spirit feels it before her mind can explain it. Suddenly, doors start to close. Not because she failed, but because God is redirecting her. She prays, she plans, yet the way forward seems blocked. This is not delay. This is divine strategy. Closed doors are often more merciful than open ones, because God sees what she cannot. When one path shuts, because He is preserving her for the right one, do not grieve the door. Be grateful for the protection. In the middle of this disruption, something else awakens. A hunger, a deep desire for more of God. She begins to crave His word. She seeks His presence, not out of habit, but out of need. She is not chasing attention or applause. She is chasing alignment. And the closer she draws, the more insight and understanding begin to unfold. Surface things no longer satisfy her. She is being realigned for deeper purpose. But with greater hunger comes greater resistance. Suddenly it feels like everything is pushing back. Unexpected attacks, inner battles, betrayal, exhaustion. The enemy fights what he fears. And what he fears most is a woman who knows her calling and refuses to bow. He sees the oil being poured and he reacts. Resistance is evidence of importance. The storm is confirmation. Then God begins to speak. Not once, but again and again. Through dreams, through people, through scripture, through that quiet voice within her. He confirms what she sensed but could not fully describe. Patterns start to appear. Signs begin to connect. Everything points to something larger than her. She knows something is about to break open, and she holds tightly to the word because her life depends on it. Eventually, a boldness rises within her. A fire, a calm knowing. Even without the full picture, she has peace. Even in uncertainty, she walks with confidence. This is not arrogance. This is strength under control. It is boldness born from surrender. The clarity she once pleaded for begins to arrive in waves. Her posture changes. Her voice shifts. Her presence carries weight because heaven stands behind her. Woman of purpose, if you recognize these signs, do not run. Do not doubt. Do not shrink back. You are not falling apart. You are breaking through. Something significant is approaching. And when God blesses, He never does it halfway. He blesses beyond measure, beyond expectation, beyond imagination. When God is preparing to do something extraordinary in a woman's life, the first sign is often isolation. This is not punishment. It is a divine plan. God begins to separate her, not only physically from certain people and places, but spiritually from the noise that has weakened her focus. She starts losing interest in conversations that once excited her. Friends she once leaned on no longer understand her silence. Places that once felt safe now feel distant and hollow. What she's experiencing is not loneliness. It is separation for transformation. God always isolates before He elevates. He removed Moses from the palace before giving him the assignment. He allowed Joseph to pass through prison before placing him in leadership. He hid David in the wilderness before seating him on the throne. This pattern repeats because real change requires time alone with God. In this season, he becomes her only source. Not people, not positions, not titles, but him alone. She learns to lean into his voice in a deeper way. She begins to recognize his presence in quiet moments. And there she starts to understand who she truly is. In isolation, distractions fall away and clarity returns. God reveals things about her that she could not see when she was surrounded. He begins to remove the false layers she built just to survive. Layers of approval, fear, insecurity, and comparison. As those layers come off, she meets the woman she was always meant to be. This season is sacred. Painful at times, confusing often, but holy. Because before God gives her something great, he must be sure she can carry it. And for that, he needs her full attention. When a woman is standing on the edge of a divine shift, God does not begin with attention or applause. He starts with silence. He calls her away quietly, gently, but with purpose. People drift. Conversations fade. Invitations stop. And even when she tries to hold on, something within her moves her towards solitude. This is not abandonment. This is alignment. God removes her from the crowd because what he is placing inside her cannot survive noise. The deeper the calling, the deeper the isolation. He is not trying to harm her. He is protecting what he is growing within her. In this season, she begins to feel misunderstood. Even the people closest to her no longer seem to connect with her the way they once did. It feels like she's speaking a language no one around her understands anymore. That's because a new language is being formed inside her, a language of purpose, identity, and calling. Her appetite begins to change. She's no longer fulfilled by surface-level relationships or shallow conversations. Her soul starts craving something deeper, something eternal. And even though it feels like she's losing everything, what she's actually gaining is herself. This is the wilderness that produces wisdom. This is the hidden place where heaven slowly begins to introduce her to who she really is. She cries more. She prays with more intensity. She listens longer. And in that quiet space, God begins to uncover old wounds, break unhealthy patterns, and heal how she sees herself. In isolation, her ears become more sensitive, her spirit grows sharper, and her faith goes deeper. This kind of silence gives birth to strength. The world may not notice her right now, but heaven is paying close attention. She's being shaped, refined, and stretched. This is not the end. This is preparation. It's the stage before she is led into rooms of influence and blessing. It's a season where the only voice she learns to follow is his. When God is getting ready to bless a woman with something significant, one clear sign is that doors start closing without warning. Opportunities that once looked promising suddenly disappear. Relationships that felt stable begin to fall apart. Plans she was confident in start unraveling unexpectedly. To the natural eye, it looks like loss or rejection. But in the spirit, it's redirection. God is not punishing her. He is protecting her. He closes doors not to take from her, but to keep her from settling for less than what he has already planned. This season is confusing because many of the doors that close are the very ones she prayed for. But God sees the full picture. He knows what's hidden behind every opportunity. He knows when something that looks like a blessing could eventually become a burden. When doors shut suddenly, it forces her to slow down, to reflect, and to depend on God's voice more than her own desires. This is not a sign that she's lost her way. It's evidence that God is actively directing her steps. God never closes a door without intention. Sometimes it's to build her character. Sometimes it's to wait for perfect timing. Other times it's to completely redirect her path. No matter the reason, every closed door is an invitation to trust him more deeply. In this place, she learns that her future is not controlled by people, but held by her Creator. The job that ended, the relationship that broke, the opportunity that slipped away. None of those were the source. They were only tools. And when they no longer serve his purpose, he removes them. Because before he opens a door that no one can shut, he closes every door that could limit her vision. When God is about to release something extraordinary in a woman's life, he doesn't just change what's around her. He awakens something within her. A deep hunger for his presence begins to rise. It isn't forced or planned. It comes suddenly and consumes her in a way she can't fully explain. The things that once entertained her lose their appeal. Conversations that used to excite her now feel empty. There's a strong, undeniable pull drawing her into a quiet, hidden place. She longs for stillness. She desires worship. She searches the scriptures not out of habit, but out of need. This hunger is not normal. It's a divine invitation. It's God's Spirit stirring her to come closer, to go deeper, to move beyond the surface. And the more she responds, the more he reveals. In this season, she begins to understand the difference between routine and relationship. She stops chasing structure and starts chasing encounter. And in that pursuit, she hears God more clearly, feels his presence more closely, and begins to see herself more truthfully. Her prayers change. She no longer prays only for outcomes. She prays for alignment, for clarity, for a pure heart. Her tears become a form of communication. Her worship becomes her strength. She isn't searching for attention or position. She's seeking presence. This kind of hunger can't be taught. It has to be birthed by God. And when it comes, it rearranges everything. This is how she is prepared for what's next. Before the blessing arrives, she is anchored in him, not in results. Her roots go deeper so that when the weight of the blessing comes, it doesn't crush her. It crowns her. Because what's coming isn't just big, it's divine. And only a heart that longs for him can carry it. When a woman stands on the edge of a divine breakthrough, the atmosphere around her begins to change, and so does the resistance. Unusual opposition starts to rise. Spiritual battles increase. Not because she is weak, but because she is becoming a threat to darkness. The enemy doesn't waste energy on what holds no purpose. But when a woman aligns herself with heaven's direction, when her identity begins to rise, when her hunger for God deepens and distractions are stripped away, darkness notices. And it responds with resistance meant to distract her, discourage her, and pull her off course. Attacks come from unexpected directions. People she trusted may turn against her. Emotions feel unstable. Old thoughts she believed were defeated return with force. Her sleep is interrupted. Her peace feels under attack. Progress seems slower than before. None of this is accidental. It's intentional. It's the enemy recognizing that something powerful is about to be released through her life. And just as opposition rose before deliverance in the past, the attack comes before the manifestation. But here's the truth. Spiritual warfare is not proof of failure. It's often confirmation that she is exactly where she's meant to be. Pressure reveals purpose. Intensity points to impact. And even when the battle feels loud around her, she is not alone. Heaven has already gone ahead of her. The angels have been appointed. The Spirit of God within her is greater than anything rising against her. This battle is not meant to break her. It is meant to build her. It is growing her discernment, deepening her prayer life, grounding her faith, and preparing her to carry the weight of the glory ahead. What was intended for harm is being turned into advancement, because a woman who has endured the fire cannot be stopped when she steps into the promise. When God is getting ready to release, something meaningful, into a woman's life, he does not leave her without direction. He starts to send confirmation, not just once, but again and again through unexpected people, through messages, through dreams, through scriptures that suddenly feel alive. God repeats his intentions until her spirit can no longer ignore them. These moments are not accidents. They are divine signals. It is God saying, I am speaking and I want you to listen. She may be in a season of uncertainty, questioning her direction, wondering if what she feels deep inside is truly from God. Then someone says something that matches her private prayers. A message reaches her at the exact moment she needs it. A dream lines up with the vision she has kept hidden. This repetition is not random. It is deliberate. God understands that when destiny feels heavy, fear can cloud the mind. So he speaks again and again to bring clarity and courage. Each confirmation becomes another thread in the fabric of her faith. The more she hears it, the stronger her confidence becomes. She starts to recognize the voice behind the voice. It's not just the person speaking. It's God using people to remind her that this is real. He is revealing parts of the picture before unveiling the full work. And with every word, every sign, every inner nudge, her spirit aligns more boldly with his will. These confirmations are not meant to be worshipped, but they are meant to be noticed. They are small markers leading her toward deeper obedience. God does not confirm what has no purpose. So when the signs keep appearing, when the message keeps repeating, when it will not leave her alone, she must understand that heaven is announcing her next chapter before it begins. When God is about to bless a woman in a big way, there comes a moment when everything inside her starts to align with heaven's plan. And suddenly, a steady boldness and clear direction rise up. It does not come from outside approval. It does not come from perfect situations. It comes from a place deep within where fear has been replaced by truth. She may still be walking through uncertainty, but something inside her is settled. She may not have every answer, but she has assurance. And that assurance gives her a quiet strength that cannot be shaken. This boldness is not pride, it is authority. It is the outcome of surrender, humility, and time spent listening to God. It is what happens when a woman has prayed through the struggle, cried in worship, fought in the spirit, and come out with vision. She begins to speak with intention, move with purpose, and make decisions with confidence. She stops questioning her worth and her calling. The opinions of others lose their hold because she has heard the voice of her Father, and that voice has brought peace to her soul. With clarity comes focus. Distractions fade. She stops chasing what is not aligned. She stops explaining herself to people who were never meant to understand her. She starts to build, create, move, and act because she finally sees what has been unfolding all along. She no longer waits for perfect timing. She steps forward in faith, knowing the ground beneath her is steady. This is the moment when heaven's preparation meets her obedience. Her courage is quiet, but it is firm. Her choices are no longer driven by fear, but by purpose. And once a woman reaches this place, no storm, no voice of doubt, no delay can stop what God is about to release through her life. So when a woman begins to notice these signs, isolation, closed doors, a deep hunger for God's presence, increased spiritual resistance, repeated confirmations, unusual boldness, and steady clarity, she must understand that heaven is announcing a new season. These are not coincidences. They are divine markers showing she is being positioned for more than she imagined.